Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about how to set up a second masternode here in your GUAP coin wallet. Now this will be a highly technical video here, so definitely get your snacks, drinks, and strap in for we got a lot of information to cover. Other than that, let's get started, but first we got to talk about the disclaimers here, so let's jump to that now. And so the first thing is you cannot set up a masternode on a mobile wallet. This includes both phones and tablets. These will count as mobile wallets. You can set up a masternode on a desktop wallet, meaning PCs, Macs, MacBooks, laptops. Those will count. Those will be perfectly fine. Next is you need 10,000 GUAP coins as collateral in the wallet before you can generate a masternode. And you'll also need a VPS. And if you don't know what that is, that's perfectly fine. For this tutorial, we'll be showing you how to go about purchasing one and setting one up for your GUAP coin wallet. And now, without further ado, let's head over to the GUAP coin wallet. Okay, so now that we're looking at a GUAP coin wallet here, this is the home page that we're looking at. And so the first step you want to do is create the wallet that will be sending the 10,000 GUAP coins to. So first I'm going to go over, click receive. And so what you're going to do is create a request first. I'm going to send 10,000 GUAP coins. And for this here, I'm going to label it masternode 1. Now you don't have to type out masternode 1. I'm just doing it for this video example, so you're definitely welcome. Just put in mn1. That works too. Because definitely you want to keep this as short as possible for the later steps in this video here. But for this video, I'm going to type in masternode 1, and then I'm going to click generate. And it's going to generate this QR code and the GUAP coin address. Go ahead and click copy address. And then now let's head over to the GUAP Explorer. No, not GUAP Explorer. I'm going to go to send and then click the address. Put in the amount here for the 10,000 GUAP coins, because I mentioned this before that you're going to need that as collateral. And then once you have that, then go ahead and click send. And of course, it'll give you the amount that's saying this is where it's being sent to, all this other important information. Then click send. And it'll say transaction sent. Now let's go ahead and head over to the GUAP Explorer here, and we're going to take this address here, and you'll see this exactly why we're doing this here in just a second. So let's switch over to the GUAP Explorer. You are now looking at the GUAP Explorer. This is pretty much showing all the activity going on the GUAP coin blockchain. So what you're going to do now is go ahead and scroll a little bit and go to the search bar here. Go ahead and copy the GUAP coin address that you had just copied from your GUAP coin wallet. Hit enter, and it's going to load the wallet address along with all the information associated with this wallet. But you see this transaction ID, this is what you're looking for. And click this mumbo jumbo of letters and numbers here and click that. Now at the timing of this video, I presently have 66 confirmations of this transaction that you recently just saw in this video. Now if yours is saying 1 or 2, wait, don't move forward to the next step. You want to wait till there's at least 15 confirmations in your wallet to confirm all of the transactions that happened here. But first, what you're going to want to do is go over to the GitHub here account while you're waiting for your 15 confirmations. So I kind of skipped this first step here for a reason. Don't worry about that. We're going to cover that very shortly. As right now, we finished this part of the funding your node with the GUAP wallet. And so now we're going to be installing the masternode with these 2 keys here that we'll be putting into your wallet in just a second here. So, but once you have your 15 confirmations, head back to your GUAP wallet, and then we're going to start back from exactly from where we left off with the receive part of the wallet. On the left side, click settings, hit debug, and then hit console. Now this part is activated here. If you don't know what you're doing, definitely this is where people have gotten scammed before, so be very careful. So what you're going to do here is click into the console input here, hit create, and it will generate some other codes that you can use, but the one we're looking for is create masternode key. Then hit enter, and it's going to give you this key here. You're going to want to copy that and put that on your notepad here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this now. I'm going to do that off screen because you're going to need that for later. And then the next thing that you're going to need to generate is get masternode outputs. And then once you have that in there, hit enter. And now, of course, I had to blur out quite a bit of this here, but what you're looking for is it's going to show a TX hash in parenthesis along with that code, and your output IDX in parenthesis as well. Just go ahead and copy that whole thing there that you see in this console here, and jump over to your notepad and paste that in there as well. We're going to refer to that for future reference as well. And so that's pretty much it here. Alright, in this part of the video, we're going to be looking at the top of my computer here. And so, I am using a Windows computer, so keep that in mind. So if we let's get started with the local disk. That's normally where you would be storing most of your program files. Then next thing, you're going to double click users. And so now if you don't know which folder to use, normally look for the folder where it should match the name that you would see when you first sign into your computer. So especially if you have a password that you have to put in before using your computer, and it would actually display the name that you're about to log into. Whatever that folder is, that's the one you want to be opening. For that is where your GUAP file should be located. So this is where mine is actually located. Now, if the next folder that you're looking for is app data, if you do not see it listed here, just like it is here in this video, go ahead and click the View tab here at the top. Over to the right where it says Hidden Items, you want to check that checkbox. And then the app data folder appears. And now let's double click that. Next folder you want to open is roaming. The next folder is GUAP coin. And finally, the masternode config file is what you're looking for. And so to understand what you're looking at here, you're going to see an example of what the format of setting it up would look like. So the alias IP would be the IP address of the VPN or VPS that you're going to be setting up here later in this video. The port number, which is actually going to be right here, 9633, that will always be the same, that you don't have to ever worry about changing this. The masternode private key, that is pretty much what that means, and it's going to look something like this right here. And that was the purpose of putting in that command into your GUAP wallet where we said create masternode key. This is pretty much what it created, so that's why we have that there. The collateral output tax ID, all of this will be part of that part when we put in the get masternode outputs, and it gave you that long string of letters and numbers and whatnot. And then there's the collateral output index. And so this collateral output right here would be this matching line of code here. This collateral output index part would be 0 or 1. So it's going to be either or. So that's why I said copy everything from that console when we're in the debugging part of your wallet. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started right here. So now I'm going to go ahead and just drop down a line and then just type in masternode 1 because that is the name of the wallet address that I had named. But now for you, remember I did say just to keep this simple, just put MN1. Oops, MN1. For me, I'm going to put masternode 1 since that's what I did. Well, that's what I named it as. I do not have the IP address, so I'm going to skip that part. I'm going to put :9633 for that is the port number. The private key, let me go ahead and go open up my other notepad here and open where that masternode private key is. There we go. So after the cursor part, right after your port number, just hit the space bar one time, paste that in, and then do another space. Go back over to your other notepad file where it says TX hash. Go ahead and copy that from that notepad. Come back to this one here. So right after the W, just hit a space, paste that in there, And so on your other notepad, it should say output ID X, and it should say a 0 or a 1. In my case, it is a 0. And that is pretty much it. So you can go ahead and hit File, Save, so that way you can save your work there. And so now we're going to head over to the company that of your choice in terms of setting up a VPS. In this video example, we're going to go with DigitalOcean. So I'm going to head over there now, and then I'll cut this video again, and we'll start from there. This part of the tutorial, we're going to be setting up your VPS with DigitalOcean. And so go ahead and create your account and update any billing information needed to get started with DigitalOcean. I already have all that completed, so go ahead and sign into your account. Next, they may force you into creating a project, so go ahead and do that. Consider it as like a folder to where that you'll be storing your VPSs into. So now, after you have that completed, go ahead and hit create, and hit the droplets right here after you've done so. And we will be using the Ubuntu operating system, so go ahead and hit 16.04 because we don't want to use the 18.04. I mean, you can use it, but I'm sticking with the 16.1 because you can run it on either one, but I'm sticking with this one here because I've had easier time setting it up using that version of it. Make sure you are using these type of resources with your VPS here. So let's go ahead and click over. Scroll down. So this is the default one that they're recommending, but we're going to scroll all the way to the left here and hit this $10 a month plan, for it does hit that requirement that needed for a master node, which was 2 gigabytes and 50 gigabytes of storage as well. So that would be everything you need. All you need is $10 a month to run this VPS. It's not really so much important of where your VPS is located. It's just you can select the one that's closest to you if you like, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to leave mine at New York. And you are welcome to click monitoring at IPv6. You won't be charged extra for that. Password, I'm going to leave this on this option here for the sake of keeping this tutorial as simple as possible. Go ahead and open up that file that you had with your private key for your master node. Go ahead and open that folder, type in your password that you'll be coming up with, and then put it into this box right here for password. Make sure your password does meet all these requirements here, and make sure you save this password. You definitely don't want to lose that, and you're pretty much done. So go ahead and click create droplet, and as we're waiting for that to get set up, so the purpose of these VPSs is because they can't be turned off, or not so much can't be turned off, but preferably for the sake of the network, they should not be turned off on and off like we do, like we turn off our computers when we leave our computers to go to sleep or go to work. These VPSs will always be on and connected to the internet. But now that this has been completed here, go ahead and copy this IP address here. Open up your masternode config file. Go ahead and click and paste in the IP address that we have used for that particular VPS, and then go ahead and click File, Save, and we are pretty much done with this masternode config file. You can minimize or close, either one is fine, but I'm going to close it. And so now you want to access the console of this VPS here, so you want to go ahead and click these 3 dots over here. Hit access console. So now this one here is for the password logging into your VPS. The first is going to be the username, which is always going to be root, and then the password is going to be the password that you just typed in earlier. The reason why I chose to use DigitalOcean for the sake of this tutorial video is because when you're typing in a password, this cursor actually will not move. But no, at least in this case here with DigitalOcean, you can actually just do a copy and paste. So you can't right click it, but what you can do is hit the control button, which should be abbreviated CTRL, and then hit the key V as in Victor. Go ahead and hit that again. So I just did it myself. The cursor did not move. And the next, just hit enter. Alright, and this is pretty much where you're at. Now we're going to click back over to the the GitHub file. We're going to scroll down here, and this is what we're looking for. Go ahead and copy all of this. Again, this is why I'm showing you how to do this on the DigitalOcean one, because again, instead of having to type all of this out, which could be quite a bit of a pain, you can go ahead and just again do the same thing. Control V as in Victor, and it'll copy all of that into it, so that way we don't have to retype it. Hit enter, and then there you go. We are good to go. And so now it's saying pretty much, do you want to generate a masternode private key? We're going to hit no, because we already did that in the GUAP coin wallet. And then it's going to ask for your private key. And so I'm going to copy mine. And again, instead of having to, type out all that mumbo jumbo, just click back into this, making sure you're good, and just hit Control V, and it should put that key in there. There you go. It's going to ask you to confirm it. Just again, hit Control V, hit enter. It's going to say that it matched. Now saying hit the IP address for your VPS. So let me go ahead and click back over. Click copy. There we go. Hit enter. And this is now looking at the setup process of them installing the masternode onto the VPS here. So we're going to go ahead and let this go here, and I'll actually sit here as you can watch this. So pretty much it's all normal. This looks very normal here. So other than that, yeah, so of course with this installing the masternode, and of course with more masternodes, the stronger the network that GUAP coin becomes, and ideally too, with masternodes being located all over the world, not just here in the United States, that does improve the security of the network. If you do get this message here, don't be alarmed. Just hit the enter button, because just keep the local version currently installed. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, all I do is hit enter, and then just start this up again. You may see that message appear one more time, which is still not a problem. Just go ahead and hit the enter button again when you see that. There's nothing else really for you to do. So yes, but back to the masternodes. Yes, that it's not just so much of earning more. Let's see, here it is again. So hit enter, and so with more masternodes, it's not just so much of earning GUAP coins passively. It's actually improving the network and helping maintain the speed and things like that. When it comes to maintaining the network and so on and so forth, this should be almost done here in just a moment here. Alright, so now that you've gotten to this screen, you can now breathe a sigh of relief. You are officially done with having a masternode installed onto your computer, and or at least not installed onto your computer, installed into your GUAP wallet. Alright, I'm back in the GUAP wallet that I started in initially when I started this tutorial video. I'm presently in the settings section, so now I'm going to click masternodes, and there is the masternode that I had set up originally when I first started. And then now also too, if you see under status where it says missing, don't be alarmed. Before you actually hit these three buttons and click start, make sure your wallet says synchronized like it does here at the top, and once it is synchronized, then go ahead and hit these three buttons and hit start, and then your masternode should be up and ready, good to go. And that is it. You are officially done with creating a masternode. Now, in terms of when will you start seeing rewards from your masternode, I say give it 24 hours. That is when I normally started seeing rewards with the masternode being set up. So other than that, take a break. Congratulations, you did it. If you have any other questions, definitely feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. We'll get back with you as soon as we can. And thank you for staying tuned and bearing with us through this tutorial video. And I know it was highly technical, but hey, you did it. And the best part is, once you've done it, you can set it and leave it alone, and the GUAP coins will come to you on a monthly, weekly and monthly basis. So, all right, that is it, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.